on an invite. Good. They've prepared for this very moment, taking it all in. Strategies planned, adjustments made, belts are fastened. Ladies and gentlemen, let's get racing.
I finally know why I can't get an answer. I finally know why I feel like a number. They keep a secret into their mind. They never document for telling lies. Make me feel at least like a mother. Make me feel at least like a fire. It seems I can't find a place.
What happened to Mordog? Did he run out of fuel? Looks like, guys, he ran out of fuel. Just making moves all over the place. 48 tries to dive down low. Here comes Lucky Dog. He's going to let him know I am here and I am not happy. 38 is out of gas. Robots under the apex.
I finally know why they don't speak louder. There is a secret that won't be mine. They never talk until the
Slide into the turn. These guys are battling it out.
Make me feel at least like a mother. Make me feel at least like a fire. It seems I can find a place.
Checkered flag is waving. We have a winner here tonight.
The world of things I'll never know. 'Cause everywhere I go, there's nowhere I belong. And anyone should tell me where will I find.
Good evening, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome to AK's Cup League Fall Championship race here at Michigan International Speedway. So after coming off of Mid-Ohio's road course, points have tightened up and the race for the championship has heated up. The top three are only separated by 26 points, so anything is possible. But word is, though, that Tedeschi is not here tonight, so the championship comes down to rivalries Dohar and the Bolt, who are separated by 5 points. It's going to be crazy, guys. I'm excited. Before we get to all that, though, we have to bring out the final driver spotlight of the season. So here it is. The championship is between Dohar and the Bolt. We have Dohar, who pilots the number 88. He's second in points. And the Bolt, who drives the number 18. He is third in points. And as I said earlier, they are only separated by 5 points. Welcome to the booth, guys. How you doing tonight?
I'm doing pretty good. How about you?
I'm doing good. I'm
doing
excited.
good.
It's going to be a huge night tonight. So I know qualifying is coming up soon, so let's go ahead and get down to it. This question actually comes from Wonder. So now that the plans, what are your plans now since NASCAR Heat Pro League season has finished? We'll start with Dohar.
Well, right now it's just focusing on finishing out this last race in AKA, prepping up for the winter season, and then we have the new eSpark series that Bolt and I kind of formed together, which will be like a late night league on Sunday nights at 11 p.m. So we have our debut tonight at Talladega. It's going to be a 40 car race, 40 car season. It's going to be insane, but we're going to push the game to the limits and show everybody what we can do with 40 of the best drivers on Xbox. Well, 39 of the best drivers on Xbox and one of the best PlayStation drivers, of course. Got Fluffy Racing coming over to make that jump with us, but we're really excited. Daniel and I have been working really hard on partnering together for that. So that should be a lot of fun to kind of occupy us in the Pro League off season.
Absolutely. And if anyone can do it, you guys are the ones that can do it and make this happen. So I'm excited for you guys. Are you guys going to be streaming it?
Yeah, I'll be doing a kind of because we're at a 40 car max. We won't be able to have anybody in the lobby to actually like broadcast it.
Right.
But I'll be streaming from my vantage point so everybody can see what 40 cars on a on a racetrack looks like.
It's going to be intense. It's going to be really intense. All right, Bolt, how about you? What are your plans now that the Pro League has finished the season?
Well, pretty much the same thing as what Dohar said. Trying to finish out this season strong.
It makes sense. Simple enough. All right, how do you guys feel about your chances at a championship going into tonight's race, seeing that you guys are only 5 points apart? And is there any strategy? We'll start with the Bolt.
Sorry, my mic just turned off like mid-sentence. I apologize. That's why I was short. I was gonna say, I'm aware with the same thing. You just keep working hard on setups for that previous question. But for this new question,
Yes.
Chances I think are, I'm not really too. I think chances are pretty good.
Mm-hmm.
It's Michigan. It's a wide open track. Wide open. Not like like physically to throttle, but like anyone can win it, and it's going to be interesting to see tire strategy and fuel strategy on the stages. So I think we have a pretty good car for both of those. So I think the chances are pretty good. Not the best car in a short run, but it's pretty durable over a long run. So I think it should be a pretty good race for us. But like I've been telling myself, this is just another race. I know the championship's on the line, but that doesn't change anything. If I put that title to this race, and it's just gonna put too much pressure on me. So for me, it's just another race, and I'll do the best that I can, and hopefully try to win. And as if I walk away knowing I try my best, and I'm gonna be pretty proud of myself either way.
Absolutely. All right, Dohar, what about you? How are your chances? How do you feel about your chances going into tonight's race?
For this race, you've been watching the practices. It's kind
have.
of Russian roulette. It's a little bit of Russian roulette in a good way. It's really gonna be all about putting your car in the best position, not necessarily track position wise, but in the best position to make moves and to pass. There's so many passing opportunities at this track. There's tons of opportunity to go 3 wide. It's gonna be just knowing the guys you're around and knowing when to push it and when to kind of ride easy. I think that definitely if we get about 3 or 4 good green flag laps in, you'll see us get spread out and then kind of meticulously making moves. But right now we're kind of in the same spot as Bolt. We don't have the fastest short run car, but definitely in the long run, anything longer than about 6 or 7 laps, I feel really, really confident in the piece we've got tonight. But we're not adding any extra pressure to it. It would be nice to pull out a championship, especially having missed the finale of last season. So it'd be nice to kind of, put the feather in the cap, if you will, on that. But at the end of the day, we can just be proud of the season we had. It was a great season. Put together a lot of great racing, a lot of action-packed racing, a lot of hard-fought battles, and it's very fitting that it comes down to Bolt and I for the championship. But we're just excited to even be in this position right now. So we're just gonna go out there and just try and have fun. That's all we can do.
It's the best way to look at it. I hear you on that. Bolt, I'm sure you kind of feel the same way, but if it's any different, how you feeling about it? Or did we already go over that?
Pretty much the same thing.
Yeah.
I think we did, yeah. That's all right.
That's all
yeah,
right.
pretty much the same thing. Just
Yeah.
fun. Yep.
Absolutely. All right, the next question is kind of a trickier one. I have to bring it up. We've seen an obvious rivalry between the two of you this season. And ironically, the championship is between you two. So how does this affect you moving into tonight's race at Michigan? We'll start with Bolt.
Well, we're both very competitive drivers, and we both want to win races. Honestly, for me, Dohar is a fantastic driver. He's great to race with. And, he makes me a better driver, and he makes everyone else a better driver. So For me personally, moving to tonight's race, it should be very fun, very exciting, and very challenging because he provides great competition. So on top of having the fun, it's also going to be very competitive and challenging. So can't wait to see what's going to be moving forward tonight's race.
Absolutely. Dohar, what about you? How you feel about the rivalry and going into tonight's race? Is it going to change anything for you?
I mean, uh, whether it's points on the line or just a race win or just battling for 10th place on the racetrack, it doesn't matter for us because we're both racing each other, to the hardest extent that we can. And in this
Absolutely.
season, as much as it was last season, we've seen that cross over the proverbial line, if you will, from both of us. We race each other very hard because we're usually racing around each other for the entirety of a race.
Right.
So kind of when you're doing that, you're just trying to push the other to the brink and just trying to make the other make a mistake without, having it involve you in it. But at the end of the day, I mean, we're gonna find ourselves on the racetrack one way or another. It just seems to be fate. He prepares his cars super well, as do we. So at the end of the day, we're usually meeting somewhere up at the front of the field to battle it out. So it's very fitting and kind of poetic justice that it comes to this climactic ending. So
Right?
so we'll see how it is. I'm stealing all the JMac vocabulary until he puts his mic on. But
Yeah, J-Mac does have some
I'm
vocabulary
just.
on him. I love it.
But I mean, if it were to come down to a better racetrack, I mean, I don't think it's gonna be Bolt versus me. It's gonna be Bolt and me versus the field right now because not everybody else around wants to see us running up front anymore. It's going to be a lot of new faces up at the front of the field. Pro Boss has a very strong car at this race, and I know he wants to finish this season out with a victory. So it's going to be
Absolutely.
a little bit of survival for Daniel and I on who comes away on top. So I'm lucky we had the 5 points, but at the end of the day, as we've seen all season, it's going to come down to stage points. I think that'll kind of determine how the championship ends out.
You got a good point. And the final question, guys, is kind of a fun one. What was your favorite part about season 1 of the eNASCAR Heat Pro League? We'll start with Dohar.
For me, it was getting to put a face to everybody's name, even for the PS4 guys that we kind of knew but didn't know too much about. Getting to meet those guys, getting to interact with them both times that we were in Charlotte. And getting to meet all the guys in the AK Racing family, and it was an honor having Boss there for both of those. He was the biggest supporter of me during the entire season 1.
Right.
Having him kind of in my corner, no matter what was going on, was like the biggest sigh of relief I could ever ask. Especially on many occasions when it felt
Yeah.
like the world was on my shoulders for that whole season. To have him in my corner, to have my teammate Jason there the entire time, helping us, and then to have Boss actually show up when he wasn't required to by any means, doing it of his own free will, to drive up there and be there with us was it was really humbling to have that. I mean, he had gotten snubbed. He should have been in the pro league as well, but having him be there to support me and support our team was,
Absolutely.
without a shadow of a doubt, the best thing you could ask for.
Yeah. I feel that. And the community, everyone really pulls together when it matters. So it's really cool to see that. And like you said, Boss, he didn't have to be there. And not only that, he didn't make it. So sometimes we've seen sometimes where people don't take it too well, but yet he was still here for the whole community. So it was really cool to see all that. All right, Bolt, what about you? What was your favorite memory of season 1?
Honestly, there was a lot.
Yeah.
Kind of a similar answer to Doha, but for me, it was really being a part of the NASCAR community. Going to 4 races this year was more than I ever thought I'd go to in my life. Went to Dover twice, went to see the 600, and also went to the New Hampshire race. And all of those instances, I was in the pit lane. I got pit passes.
That's
and
awesome.
with there, I got to meet people from Joe Gibbs Racing, people from the team, people from the marketing side, social media side, and also got to meet my people who work for Interstate Batteries. And when I really mean this, people, this sport thrives on people. And I met I'm fortunate to have met everyone from Joe Gibbs Racing and Interstate Batteries because they're amazing individuals and have been very supportive throughout this whole endeavor, this whole experience. And I hope for more in the future because these guys mean a lot to me. And it was just really everyone just treated me well, and it's a once in a lifetime experience, and just just to be within that sport, to be there, it's in. I'm trying to put my words together. It's pretty difficult. It's just so incredible. I mean,
Yeah.
just it's really like going there, watching a race like sitting in the pit box, even walking around. I mean, and when you go back to a race and those people you met before recognize you and give you a high five or do a little handshake or something, it's just the best feeling on earth. So
Absolutely. A
I mean,
surreal
that's
experience.
a long answer, but it's a
Yeah.
surreal experience pretty much. Yeah, that's my
Yeah.
long answer.
Well, I wish you guys a ton of luck tonight going into the championship finale here at Michigan. It's going to be an exciting race. So thank you so much for being in the booth. You guys are such good sports, and good luck out there.
Thanks, guys.
Thank you. Have a good one.
It's a 28 car field. It'll be the biggest field in AK history.
28.
So
Absolutely crazy.
it's gonna be incredible.
It's gonna be something. It's gonna be
It'll
something.
Be a good show,
I'm excited.
Guys. We'll see ya.
All right, see ya. All right, guys, I don't want to keep you any longer. We're going to go ahead and open up the giveaway. So let me go over there and open that up. I will go ahead and call a name in stage 3. But we're going to go ahead and do that. But J-Mac, you just got back. How you doing today?
I'm tired, but I'm
bet.
doing pretty good. You have that sat out in the sun for a while feeling out in the elements, and it was not the warmest. I will say that it was definitely not the warmest out there, but
Where were
it
you
was
at?
fun.
You gotta let
Had a
everyone
good
know.
time.
Yeah.
Yep. But anyways, yeah, that was my day watching cars turn left and go in a circle for 4 hours because they kept wrecking in the first stage.
Oh, geez. And Chase, my poor guy Chase, he's gone.
That was yeah, you
I
could just
hear
feel
ya.
the deflation in the stands.
I know. I was so sad. But I do want to give a huge thanks to those that are in the chat. Go ahead and type an exclamation point giveaway to enter the giveaway. It is a code for NASCAR Heat 4. It is brought to you by Jose720, who donated that to us. So very thankful for him. We will go ahead and call a name in stage 3. So get that in there. You got plenty of time. Before we get started, let's talk about Michigan here, what we can expect. It's going to be 100 lap, guys. But I can tell you, I've been watching practice, and these guys are going 3 and 4 wide. They're crazy out here, but it's going to be a really exciting race. You expect a fuel run to be around 15 laps. Stage 1 is going to be 29 laps. Stage 2 is going to be around 27, with the final stage almost around 40. So it's going to be pretty close out there. We're going to have to see them pit one time for each stage. The second stage, you might have to pit twice. So we're going to see how that turns out for these guys. But 50%, 3 times wear, and it's going to be crazy, J-Mac. I got to ask, for your opinion, who do you think is going to win, Dohar or Bolt? And this is with a 5-point difference.
Well, let's see. This race. We did an in it to win it preseason race here. A group of us did. We did part of that league, and so kind of know what this race could act like. And I think caution free at the beginning. Once that first cycle of pit stops, it'll get spread out, and then everyone will kind of get into little draft packs. So that kind of racing, I think, suits Dohar a bit because of the saving, being consistent, being able to just kind of log laps and maybe take a pit stop out of it. I feel like that kind of suits him, but I think a late yellow completely changes that because Bolt is the more aggressive driver, and the fat I don't want to say the faster driver, but I think a shootout suits his style a little more, and so I think that could go to him. So it just depends on how the race plays out. If we get if with 28 guys out there, if it starts to get a little wreck festy, then I think that plays into Bolt's hands a bit. But if we get a long green flag race, I think that could play into Dohar's. Of course, it wasn't that long ago that Bolt won a long green flag race at Atlanta by saving tire and fuel. So
You got a point.
That he's definitely no slouch at that style.
Yeah.
I think I still give Dohar. I still give Dohar the edge. a little bit if that's the way the
Little.
race plays out.
It's gonna be crazy. It's gonna be anyone's race, really. We've talked about it, and it just depends on how the race falls, as J-Mac said. But Bumper Hunter says, wow, I'm gonna go with the Bolt, just a wild guess. And it's true, it is a wild guess. They're both very talented. But I want to take a look at points while we're waiting here. You can see how close the points are. We have Tedeschi, who is actually the points leader, and he was leading by quite a bit. But Dohar, Tedeschi's not going to be here tonight. So this championship comes down to Dohar, who is 5 points ahead of the Bolt. Dohar has 440 points, with Bolt sitting in third, 435. So it's going to be very, very close. But I want to give another welcome to everyone in chat. Thank you so much for tuning in tonight. It's going to be an exciting race. I'm guessing that these guys are probably going to qualifying or possibly coming out of qualifying, but there's 28 drivers, the biggest number that we've had so far this season. And I can tell you Tom was looking great in practice. We had Boss, who was looking great in practice, and there's a lot of guys who really want a first win in this league. So just because it's a championship race doesn't mean one of these guys are gonna win. So it's gonna be very, very close. I'm excited, but hopefully.
Well,
Go ahead.
Oh, sorry, Frozen. Well, I was just gonna say that's the fun thing about this not being a playoff. It's like over the course of the season, so there isn't that nagging in the back of your head to let a championship 4 battle it out for a win. Like, you can just go out there and race your race and let it come to you and try to go for your win. And so that kind of eases up the rest of the field, I feel like, and gives them the green light to race really hard.
And from what I'm hearing over the radio, we have Pro Boss, who has gotten pole. We have Tom in second, and Wow That's Garbage, who got third. So your top row will be Pro Boss, and then Tom. It's just going to be a very interesting and exciting race. It very well could come down to fuel strategy. But man, the way these guys were racing, J-Mac, and when I was watching them during practice, literally most of the time they were 3 and 4 wide. Absolutely incredible. So I can't wait to see what they can do here at Michigan.
I absolutely can't either. They're going to be flying around this place. It's going to be these starts are going to be crazy. Watching these guys trying to pick a line, figure out who do they want to draft with, try to manage themselves in the draft. This place, it's very easy when you're by yourself to drive around, but when you're in a large pack and you're going into the corners a little faster than you need to be, the car just starts getting so tight, and it's really easy to underestimate the speed you're carrying into the corner. And
very true.
This is going to be very, very interesting to watch.
Absolutely. For those of you that have not gotten into the giveaway yet, go ahead and put exclamation point and the word giveaway. That'll enter you into the giveaway for NASCAR Heat 4. It is a code for Xbox. So if you have an Xbox and you want the game, go ahead and enter it. I will be calling out a name in stage 3. But we should be getting ready to go shortly. We do have a pole sitter, and we do have the outside guy of Tom. So we should be going soon. 100 laps, J-Mac. There is a lot of room for guys to get a lot of damage. We do have damage on, so if something happens to your car, it is not going to be pretty. We'll see what happens, though. But yeah, with the damage on and all the cars that are out there, anything is possible.
And this is a place where damage really hurts you. You want to have max speed at all times. And so you get in the wall, maybe get a little too aggressive with the bump drafting, hurt your aero just a little bit. That can really, really set you back for a run until you can get that repaired.
Absolutely. We're getting ready. We're loading up for Michigan International Speedway, the final race of the season, the championship. It all comes down to this, guys, and I'm pumped. I am very pumped. We'll get to see these guys. Moordog is in that 5. You see him right there. 28 cars. This is going to be very intense, but I'm excited to see how they do. If you guys saw what I saw during practice, it's going to be a good one.
Michigan itself just lends itself to really, really good racing. It's wide, it's fast. This is going to be a fun night, Frozen.
It's so true. It's so true. So we'll see how they do. They're getting ready to start here. We have Pro Boss in that 00. We have Tom Tom on the outside in that 8. Look how long that line is. We have never seen it this long. A field this huge with so many talented drivers, but they are on their way. We have drivers like Kevin Harvick, MDL, Jose, aka Gimbal. A lot of drivers out there, but you're going to see who can be the cream of the crop, who can rise to the top. We have Pro Boss in an early lead out here. He has 6. That is wow, that's garbage. Directly behind him, Tom Tom taking it down low. These guys are still too wide all the way back.
They're starting off very aggressive, already 3 wide, or at least they're spreading out through 3 lanes there, through 3 and 4. It's really exciting to watch these guys actually be really racy here at the beginning. Hopefully they can keep it clean so that we don't see any yellows, but this is a very good racing here at the start.
You know, it's different to pick Michigan as a championship race, and it's cool because you can run multiple lines. You can go 3 and 4 wide, but it also is a place where I'm like, ooh, if I'm going for the championship, do I really want Michigan? I mean, it can be up for debate here because it is such a drafty track, and it really is who's going with you, because you have to have that help behind you. And I think it's going to be a lot of teamwork for these 2 drivers of Dohar and Bolt. But you got to remember, we're going to have a ton of guys going for their first win, including Pro Boss. Tom Tom has a win, but he's wanting another one. You can see Tom Tom in an early lead. We have some contact between the 47 and Pro Boss. Jose bringing it up the middle. This guy is not afraid to bring it through the middle, but Tom Tom, look at the little bit of a lead he's got there. A nice little gap as those guys behind him are fighting it out. He's hoping that they will continue to do so.
And that's something we're going to have to watch all night, especially in the long run. Turn 2 can bite you, especially if you try to get a little too much running that high side. Very, very, very slick. This place has a lot of grip and it's really quick, but it can jump out at you, especially off of turn 2.
We're taking it on board with wow, that's garbage in that 6 car. He is directly behind 42 of MDL. I mean, I've said this so many times before, but you really could cover these guys with the blanket. They are so tight together, going 3 wide for 4th. Absolutely incredible. That's what I love about this track. For a championship race, though, if I'm going down for the championship, I am just white-knuckled on my wheel. It's really anybody's race to win here.
Really is. Dohar in a bad spot there. The 48 made a move to the inside, washed up the track, got just barely almost nicked him. Dohar had to let out the throttle not to hit the wall on the exit of 4, and that cost him 3 or 4 spots, but he's making that back. And he has a little bit of ground to play with. Is the Bolt really stuck in traffic right now? Only a car between them, but that's one important car, or a couple of cars.
You know, and you got Dohar on the bottom side and Bolt on the high side, and that high side can fall very quickly. You know this, J-Back. I mean, if you don't have the draft help on that high side, you will fall back very quickly, and already they're falling back a little bit. Bolt is able to keep up with it as we see some movement going around here, but man, it can just change so quickly out here.
And speaking of changing quickly, our pole sitter is falling back through the field right now. He's had a big struggle these last couple of laps. I think he's gotten really loose, has a really, really fast short run car, but that car does not seem to last very long.
We're riding on board with the Bolt right now. We have the 48 on his low side. He's catching up to Dohar, but being on that outside, Dohar is definitely going to have the momentum. We'll see what he can do, but as he's trying to catch up, it's just so close. This entire race, I feel like, is just going to be this tight. As long as you can hang on to the draft, you're going to keep up with everybody. The tricky part is trying to stay off of each other. Once you have contact, it's really going to separate it. 24 at the line, I do believe. Well, actually 24 to the lead out here. Let's take a look. That is Jose. He is looking for another win. Hasn't had such a great second half of the season since we moved over to NASCAR Heat 4. Maybe tonight is going to be his luck and he can win another race for the AKA fall season. He is your champion for the spring league out there. What do you see, J-Mac?
TomTom cleared himself. TomTom cleared himself on the 47, and a little bit of contact, and by a little bit of contact, I mean a lot. Then he gets in there and slides up just a bit in turn 3 into garbage. Looks like they're all going to make it out without incident, but very, very hairy moment there. The 8 car being really aggressive this last lap.
You know what? I did see TomTom being pretty aggressive in practice, and this is another guy. He's got to win out here, but he wants another one. I mean, a very, very talented driver, but when he wants to be, he can definitely bring on the aggressive. We have, wow, that's garbage. It looks like he's trying to dive it down low, taking over the lead. He's got a nose out on Jose. That's going to leave him on the outside. Wow, that's garbage takes over the lead as he has the momentum coming off that turn.
But a great crossover by Jose. He's going to get down there and uses the apron a little bit. That was really sketchy, but he managed to hang on to it, and here he is. That is a great move by him, but he doesn't have any draft help down this straightaway.
20 to go at the line, and these guys are nose to nose. Very, very close. Garbage just really holding well on that high side. You can really get a great run coming off of the turn, so that's going to help him out even more. Jose's going to have some help on that low side, though.
Yeah, turn 2 is a place where you can gain a really, really good launch on that outside, but that's also where it's a little bit slicker and where you can lose it, so you have to have a really good car and have a really good driver behind it, and that 6 car definitely has that combination.
Just look how tight these guys are up here. It's absolutely incredible. I love this type of racing. Just 2 wide all the way back. Looks like they're trying to go 3 wide as the M&M car, the McDonald's car, falls back a little bit back there, but gets a little bit into a garbage. That is MDL in that 42 car. He manages to bring it back on track, but quite the close call as look who has come back up here, and the other one has fallen back. We have the Bolt, who is currently, it looks like, about 4th place. Dohar almost side by side with him. I'm hoping we can bring it back and catch these guys.
Big wreck in the back.
Oh, huge wreck.
9 and the 43.
We're going to see if that brings out the caution, guys. That might be our first caution of the night, and here it is.
Not sure what happened, but was just flipping through the field, and as that was starting, the just carnage there in the middle of the pack, and 3 cars at the very least hurt really, really badly in that thing.
Absolutely. I want to give a quick shout out to all you guys in the chat. You guys are awesome out there. Derek, what's up? Bumper Hunter says close racing. It's pretty crazy out here. Do you have control now of who you can view in spectator mode? I have control. Pretty much my control is I can click the A button and hope that I get who I want, but more than likely I'm gonna have to go through a lot of drivers to get to the guy I want. We have, wow, that's garbage. He's gonna lead us off. We have TomTom Flitty. He is on the outside. These 2 were 2nd and 3rd at the beginning of the race. I'm not sure where Pro Boss has fallen back to, but a rough start for him. He had pole, but had since fallen off at the start. From what I'm hearing over the radio, J-Mac, Pro Boss started about 20th at the restart. It's pretty intense. We have the 6, we have the 8, we have the 42 of MDL trying to dive it down low. We have Garbage, who is currently in the lead, TomTom, who is right behind him. These guys are just completely stacked.
Been riding on board with the 88 this restart. Him and the 48 are teammates in the newly formed eSpark series, and so the 48 did him a solid, let him down low, but then the 88 got super loose coming off of 2 on that restart. Looks to be a little more stable now, but he's still falling back a little bit. I don't think that car is exactly where he wants it right now, which is not good for him, as the Bolt is 5 positions ahead of him, 6 spots ahead of him, which he came in with a 5-point lead, and that's right now, Bolt looking really good out there.
You heard it there, and we also heard from Dohar earlier when he was in the booth. He thinks that this might come down to stage points. So it's going to be really important for Dohar to get up here and Bolt to get up there and get as many stage points as they can. Remember, guys, they are only separated by 5 points. So it's going to be extremely important that they get all the stage points that they can and positions for the final finish. It really matters, and it comes down to such a close point range here that they just got to get it done. Looking at Garbage, he is still the leader out here. We're gonna bring it back to the 4 car of Kevin Harvick out here. This is a long line. Let's take a look and see what he is seeing. He's got the 37 directly in front of him. These guys are very close. That is TAC 24 directly in front of him, and all you can do is just work together and find a draft partner that you can and try to make your way up there and just chip away at it. But such a long line. He's got a little bit of way to go up there. 47 out here, BKR, Big John. He's a newer driver to this league. I haven't seen him out here before. This is his first time that I have seen that I remember. You see, he is on the high side of Jose in that 24 car. But man, you can just see how intense the racing is. Very close quarters, so you really have to watch out and be aware of the moves that you make and have fantastic car control.
Now this time we're seeing a little bit of a breakaway out front. The 6 and the 8 and the 18 have pushed away, pulled away from the rest of these guys. The rest really, really hard racing. I imagine they're going to want to get straightened out here and try to run those leaders down. But I say that, and they get 3 wide for about 5th.
We're coming down to the wire for stage 1. I do believe we have about 10 to go, so it's getting pretty close here. These guys, I would imagine, are going to pit pretty soon. Actually, you know what? They had a caution, so J-Mac, I'm thinking they should be pretty good since they have 15 to go on as far as fuel strategy goes.
That might be close enough for fuel to come into play. We'll have to see here. Don't think it will, but 15, that depends. If you're running out front, that could be more like 14, and if you're running the back, that could be like 17 or 18. So it's going to be interesting to see if anyone has any fuel issues here. I don't think they will, but that's going to be something to watch out for.
Absolutely. You can see Mordog back there. He's got a long line. Man, I know he had some connection issues earlier, but he is just trying to hang in there and grab some draft and make his way up through the front. He's doing pretty good so far, looking pretty solid out there, but he's got a little ways to go. We're on board with Pro Boss. The same for him. This guy started off on pole. We're going to see what he can do to make it up there.
He's got a long way to go, but this second pack might make it easier for him if they start mixing it up even more. They are really, really putting on a show here from about 4th on back. These guys really racing hard and racing really clean, doing a great job of taking it 3 wide without touching each other, without giving each other enough room. Maybe a little bit of contact every once in a while, but nothing too crazy.
7 to go at the line. You can see the top 3 here. We have, wow, that's Garbage in first, Tom Flitty in second, the Bolt, who is a championship contender out here. These guys are the top 3. They have a nice gap between them and 4th place. It's going to be very, very close, but I'll tell you what, Bolt, he's going to get some much needed stage points here if he can hold on to it. He is 5 points behind championship contender Dohar. So if he can grab those points, that is going to help him out immensely. For those guys in chat, make sure you get in on the giveaway. That is exclamation point giveaway. That is to win the NASCAR Heat 4 code, thanks to Jose720, who is a driver out here currently. So good luck to you guys on that, and I appreciate you viewing tonight. My booth partner disconnected. We'll get you back in there. Look at these guys, though. Very, very close.
I'm a dummy.
It happens. It happens. Look at this gap, though. You can't look at it because you're out. But this gap, I feel like these guys are really increasing the gap. We have a guy through the grass. Let me see if I can go back there. Oh, huge, huge pileup. We have, man, cars just spinning. We have the 24 Jose. He is involved. Wow, I don't know if that is going to bring out the caution, but here it is right here. We're going to bring a replay on that. Absolutely intense, and that's going to change up things. We're going to catch a replay on that one. We saw a guy get put into the grass, and that just scattered everything out there, causing a huge pileup. That will bring out the caution. We're only going to have a few laps before the end of stage 1, and it's going to be extremely close, guys. We're going to have to keep our eye on it. Wow, that's garbage. He will be the leader coming off, as long as we're going to see if anyone has any pit strategy, if they're going to go into pit, get some tires or anything like that. It's going to be very interesting. Yeah, I would definitely expect them to stay out.
Yeah, there are definitely going to be some people going for points here. Definitely would have expected the 18 and 88 to stay out, but I think they actually came in.
It does look like it, yeah. Trying to see, we have Jose. He must have obviously stayed out because he was involved in that wreck. I don't know if he had any damage from it, but he is looking pretty clean as the Bolt 3 wide. That pushes them up the track. Bolt is on the move. Green, white, checkered here.
Got moved out of the way there. Goodness. And then he started to come back down, and the 18 was like, nope, my hole.
Here comes the 88 underneath the Bolt. He's going to snag second place from the Bolt. Can he hang on to it? It's going to be super close, but we have Garbage who is coming around to the flag. It's going to be 1 to go for the stage. It's going to be extremely close. A couple of more turns, we're going to see who takes home stage 1 win. But Dohar's in second, Bolt in third. Both championship contenders, Garbage out there in first. Here we come around the backstretch. We're going to enter turn 3. Will Bolt get enough momentum to dive it underneath? There he goes, guys. We're going to see if he can take it over. It's going to be super close. Bolt has that draft help. Dohar on the outside. He's got no one with him at the moment. Absolutely incredible. Dohar's got a nose out, and he's got some draft help. Garbage takes the stage win. Dohar in second. I think Bolt might get third. He's going to extend the lead by 1 point. Yeah, that's crazy.
Yeah, he barely nicked the 32. I was afraid the 32 was going to get him there and widen that lead even more. But after that stage, it looked like the 88 kind of stuck in the middle of the pack. The 18 had worked his way up to the top 3. It was really looking like that was going to work out in Bolt's favor. Then that wreck happened and changed everything, and Dohar's actually able to extend.
That is crazy. And the cars that stayed out, they fell really fast for that. The guys that had the tires and everything else, they made it up front pretty quick. It's going to be very close entering stage 2. Here. Let's see if we can bring it back up. We have Kevin Harvick on that inside. He's going to lead us off to the green. Garbage on the outside. It's going to be very, very close for these guys. We have Bolt in third, Dohar in fourth. Crazy. I don't know if Harvick stayed out and if he's going to have to go in, but we're going to find out in a minute, guys.
He might have pitted before that stage during that yellow and then stayed out there. Maybe not a lot of laps on your tires. You could probably still make it with the same amount of pit stops as far as fuel goes. So maybe a strategy call there for some track position that might work out for him. It might not. We'll have to find out.
We're going to find out, but he gets stuck on the outside while as Garbage dives down on the inside. Garbage takes over the lead quite quickly, and we have Dohar. He's on the inside. He's got Bolt directly behind him. Look at the line, though, guys. Once again, 28 cars out here. It's going to be pretty intense, but Kevin Harvick falling pretty hard up there. Oh, gets shoved into the wall. A lot of movement. We got a car spinning. Yeah, that was a
He
doozy.
really walled it there. Whew. I don't know if he got forced in there. It honestly looked like he was going to get the wall anyways, as hard as he was getting in there in the two. But that was some heavy, heavy, heavy contact. That car can't be right.
We're gonna find out. I'm thinking that him staying out was either a mistake or it's just not going the way he was hoping it to, but he is definitely falling back through the field. Wow, that's Garbage is still up there in the front. Let's take a look at him. He's got a nice single file line, kind of a 4-car breakaway at the moment. We have another car trying to tag along back there. We're gonna see him making his way, but 2 huge packs at the moment. Got the 5 cars up front and then 6 on back, and they are pretty stacked, J-Mac.
They are pretty stacked. And speaking of stacked, we've made mention of the stacked field. The top 4 right now are members of your Pro League with Wow That's Garbage, JRM Dohar, The Bolt, and Mordog working his way up into the top 4 there. So these 4 drivers race each other a lot. They have a lot of time around each other. They've raced in some high prestige leagues. So you know that these guys are talented and very, very familiar with each other. And meanwhile, that 32 car is hanging on really well to the back of this little foursome.
He is, and I saw that is Cappy Go Fast, and he was pretty strong out there in the practice, so I'm not too surprised to see him up there. Can he hang on to it? I'm interested to see his long run car and see if he can hang on to it, but so far he's looking pretty good. Right
now, it looks like these 5 up here are content to pull away. Well, and of course, as I said, that Mordog tries to make a pass on the Bolt, and
doesn't work
proves me
out.
wrong once again immediately.
We have 3 packs forming here. We got the front pack, the middle pack, and the end of the pack here. And 3 car spins out. We have Kevin Harvick involved. That might be another caution. We got the 9 car going through the grass. What a ride for Harvick there, man. That was brutal.
That is going to be. Well, actually, no, these guys are still going full speed. That somehow is not a yellow flag, as much carnage as there was in the very back.
Yeah, I don't know. I don't know how that wasn't a caution, but they are still on the move. Dohar taking a look on the inside of Garbage. Not making any moves yet. These guys are just trying to get away of the rest of the packs there, but you can see definitely 3 packs forming.
Yeah, a couple of these guys are wanting to draft together, but the 5 and the 18 really, really, really mixing it up right now, racing each other hard. The 5, another semi-teammate there of JRM Dohar's. One's a Hendrick driver for the Pro League. The other's a JRM driver for the Pro League. Might as well be teammates. So they work really well together. They're friends. And obviously I think that he wanted to put another car between himself and that 18, as those 2 are racing each other really hard. Bolt trying to get that spot back. He's seeing that bumper of that 88 car. He's seeing that point that he could get on Dohar, but right now just not getting any help from these other 4 drivers out there.
We're on board with Pro Boss, and he is trying to make his way back up there, doing a heck of a job. But man, oh man, what is going on with the car behind Pro Boss? He just swung it down low, hit a car, went up to the wall. Somehow they all managed to save it, but I'm not sure what is going on with him, but it is not looking too good right
And a
now.
battle for the lead up front, Frozen.
Let's take a look. Look at this.
A 3-wide battle
wide.
for the lead.
Absolutely incredible. Mordog scoops it up underneath and takes it out for the lead. We have Garbage on the outside, Dohar in the middle, Bolt underneath. Fantastic move by Mordog there.
That was an excellent move. He got a great run. The 88 snuck under the 6. That was a good move himself. And they were side by side, and he left that apron open, and Mordog got a great run, and instead of pushing, he decided he wanted to lead some laps and made an excellent move, and now he is your leader.
New leader, absolutely. We're going to see if he has any connection issues. I do not want to jinx him, so I'm going to go ahead and knock on wood. So far, he's looking okay, but I know during practice, it was a big concern. He had some surging going on, so hopefully there is none of that right now. I would imagine if there is, Dohar is a little concerned behind him, but so far so good.
There's also Mordog has that history of weird controller issues. Hopefully out here in front of this pack that doesn't happen. Hopefully he has a smooth race because he is a really fast driver and he obviously has a really quick car tonight. And it'd be good to see him mix it up for the win here later on.
It's so true, absolutely. There's so many guys that are going for their first win or even their second. I mean, just because there's two, Dohar and Bolt, going for the championship race tonight, they may not win it. There's a lot of other guys that are really hungry for this win. So we're going to see it as anyone's race. But the championship is between those two.
Whew. A little bit of desync there from the 88 on my screen. I think he might have gotten just a little loose there on the bottom, trying to hustle it, trying to keep up the momentum and battle back on those guys on the outside. But 2x2 here for the lead. This is some awesome racing.
It's incredible, and I was so excited during practice. You can see these guys going nose to nose once again for the lead. We have Garbage making his way out front. He takes over the lead. Dohar behind him. Mordog's going to fall back just a little bit. They have a lot of help on that outside. We're going to see if it continues. But Mordog has fallen back. He is currently in second. He's going to need some help. I'm hearing over the radio that we do have a wreck in turns 1 and 2. That could very well bring out the caution, but so far, we're still green.
Still green, and just 3 cars all over the place on the backstretch. It looks like it's the 42 of MDL, who is so strong very early in this race, and then it looks like the 17 maybe of Fluffy, and then is that the 00 with the? Nope, that wasn't the 00. That's another bright yellow car.
That's crazy. Look at all this. We have a lot of movement. Let's see if I can bring the cameras back there. We have Harvick in pit road. Look at all this, guys.
Jose has been stuffed in the wall.
Yeah.
And he is.
We have Big John out there who makes some contact with the wall. He is just bouncing off of people left and right. We have the 3 car who is underneath him. This is so close. Breyer, thank you so much for the follow. I appreciate it.
Have hit pit road. It was the 21 that was also involved in that wreck earlier that did not receive yellow on the backstretch. But 42, a lot of these guys that have just been in wrecks starting to hit pit road here to try to maybe get a little bit of an undercut.
Absolutely. Some of the leaders are coming into pit in the next couple of laps. We're going to see who is takers for pit road, who stays out. The 6 goes in along with the 5 of Mordog. Dohar with no surprise along with Bolt, 2 championship contenders. They choose to stay out. They're going to take over the lead.
And these are probably 2 of your most likely drivers to try to stay out, to try to prolong a run by another lap or 2. So it's, yeah, like you said, it's no surprise that these 2 are hanging out right here. Usually the 88 definitely tries to do it one more lap, and lately the 18 has also picked up that little quirk and has gotten better at saving his stuff and squeaking another little bit out of it, but now both of them are hitting pit road at the same time.
Yeah, they go into pit road at the same time. It looks very clean, and you can see just a huge amount of cars coming off of pit road after the pit cycle. Let's see if we can find out who the new leader is, but the Bolt and Dohar are safely on pit road. We're going to see how they come out. There's so many cars out here. Going through the cameras is insane. We have Fluffy racing out here. He is from the PS4 side. He decided to come over and join the AKA race tonight for the championship finale. You can see him out here. He is a Pro League driver for Season 1 of the eNASCAR Heat Pro League. I'm hearing over the radio that the Bolt got a better pit stop, and he's going to beat out Dohar. We're going to see how these guys are coming out if it lets me. You see more dogs off the pit
start
road.
To spread out.
Yeah, definitely. You see the lead.
That first. Oh, sorry.
No, go ahead.
I'll just say that first green flag stop is when everything gets spread out. Then it turns into drafting partners and trying to catch that lead group that's paired together. And looks like that first pairing is going to be the 6 and the 18, and then that second pairing is going to be the 5 and the 88. And that second pairing, I feel like, is a really stout pairing together. So I feel like this is going to be a four-way battle for the lead here again in due time.
Garbage has quite a nice lead off of second place. He had an excellent pit stop, excellent entry and everything, so he is good to go. This guy is extremely strong out here. You can see his car does not look very good. That just could be graphics-wise, but we're hitting 10 to go. Once he crosses the line here, it's going to be very, very close, but we really need these guys behind him to catch up to him. Bolt is doing everything he can to catch up to him. You can see how well they are spread out, but it looks like we do have a battle for third, and I'm going to try my best to get back there, but look at all these guys with all the damage. We have Jose 720 with a ton of hood damage. Surely that has to be affecting him, and once, I've said it before, but once you go into fix the damage, it will slow you down. And at a draft track like that, if you are not in draft, it's really going to kill your race.
That is one of the quirks of this new game, is whenever you're spectating and someone goes to pit road, they just slam into that inside wall. So that could be, I believe, just lag on our ends.
Right.
The front end damage. Most of these guys will have repaired that or fixed it, but I believe that is just lag, and that is not really hurting them right now. But then again, he might have just slammed into somebody coming off of pit road. Who knows? But I believe that's just a lag.
Well, right now we have Dohar and Mordog currently sitting in third and fourth. They're going to be catching Bolt in a second. Bolt is going to have to do some defending. That or Dohar and Mordog might decide to work with Bolt to catch Wow, but knowing Dohar, he's going to want to try to get around him and get as many stage points as he can. Stage points mean everything, guys. These guys are only separated by 5 points entering this race, so everything that you could get is going to be very, very important out here.
Meanwhile, I'd like to point out our pole sitter. He had probably the worst first stage you could possibly have. He's worked his way back up into sixth. He is very much back in this race. If we can get once the stage break and cycles through, and we get a pit stop and bunches everybody up together again, that 00 should and could be a factor here.
It's exciting to see that you can come back the way he has. I mean, we've seen him come back through the field a couple of times. It's very possible. You just got to have a little bit of strategy and some luck on your side. But Dino Dad says put some Bondo on it and get back out there. Absolutely. I mean, put a little duct tape on it. It's all good. But yeah, the graphics definitely, the AI, it really beats you up on pit road, and it could be tricky for us to see because we may see the damage, but they may not have any, so let's hope they don't. But Bolt looks like he is trying to catch Garbage, who is in first place directly in front of him. You see him there. But look behind him. He's got 2 cars. That is Dohar and Mordog. Third and fourth at the moment. They're doing all they can to catch up to second place of Bolt.
Yeah, just by that eye test, the 6 and the 18 really looks like they're running about the same lap times, just because that gap doesn't seem to be growing or closing in at all. And then meanwhile, the 5 and the 88 not really seeming to be helping each other very much. Not a lot of push there. So I wonder if maybe they're saving well now they've gotten together again. Now they're hustling. But I was kind of wondering if maybe the 5 might be saving a little, maybe trying to make a strategy play for that third stage. But now they look like they've gotten a little more aggressive working with each other, but I think it's going to be too little too late. That 18 car way up there.
Yeah, I'm surprised they aren't catching him more. So like you said, I don't know if it was a strategy call to try to save at the moment, but it looks like they are trying to put all they have into it to try to catch him. But like you said, it may be too little too late because we are 4 to go at the line. So it is coming down to the wire for stage 2. And now that we brought that up, guys, I am going to be calling a name for stage 3 for the winner for the giveaway. So if you have not entered, be sure to enter with exclamation point and the word giveaway. That'll get you a NASCAR Heat 4 code, and you can be on your way racing out here. You can see Jose out there, his car just completely mangled up. He is currently sitting behind, let me see if I can see that, the 41 car. He's got some work to do. That is Doc 88. So Jose, we saw him involved in an earlier caution out there. Tough race for him so far tonight.
Yeah, he just wants to end this stage and get back to it, but it's been the middle of the pack where we've seen the most incidents. The front of the pack has been rather safe for these drivers so far, and there's a car sideways in the middle of the pack up here. That is the 40 or the 14. Everyone manages to get around him, but a solo car spin right there in the middle of the pack that I think made these guys widen their eyes a little bit. But yeah, the 24 car, he just wants to get to the end of the stage, reset everything, and get back at it, because he's going to have a long way to go to get back to the front.
Absolutely. Jay Mons is up in the chat. What is up? I hope you're doing well out there. Johnny Rocket has entered the giveaway. We're going to see who wins it in stage 3, but Garbage looking pretty strong out there, even with the damage he has on the hood. We're coming to 1 to go on the stage. Very, very close. I see someone in the grass. A lot of dirt flying around, but I don't see any cars out there. Oh.
There was a car on pit road. There's a couple of cars on pit road.
I think there was one right outside the wall.
But the 21, yeah, the 21 was driving a very interesting racing line. I believe that was the rallycross line that he was trying out, and I don't think it worked too well for him.
I don't think so. If I'm not mistaken, this is the final lap for stage 2. We're going to get a count on that just to make sure, but if that is, we're going to have Bolt taking home second for stage 2. Wow, that's Garbage winning. For the stage 2, we're going to have Dohar, who will take home third if Mordog holds out, but here we go. Wow, that's Garbage going to take home stage 2. Bolt in second, Dohar in third, Mordog in fourth. Crazy stage 2.
So Bolt managed to make up the point that he lost there in stage 1, and it's back to a 5-point gap now. Now he's got to beat Dohar by 5 positions here.
Yeah, this is crazy.
Or he could win the race.
That'll do it. It's going to be close. I feel like Garbage has such a strong car. He is the car to beat tonight. So he's going to have to battle it up here as long as Garbage can hang on to it. And we did see Garbage come off of a win last week, if I'm not mistaken. Let's go ahead and take a look at that. Yeah, Mid-Ohio, that was Wow that brought that home. For Gateway, it was Tedeschi that brought it home, and that was his 3rd win of the season. He should be out here competing for the championship, and he had quite the lead, but he is not here tonight to take advantage of that. Bolt won his 2nd race at Atlanta, but here we go for the start of stage 3. We're looking at Pro Boss back in the lead here. He's going to set us off for the start of the race. Oh, no. They brought me to the wrong camera. That is Wow, that's Garbage, and we have Bolt on the outside. A little bit of contact to start off, but they are on their way, J-Back.
Yeah, now to go back to Garbage, he's looking for a 2nd straight win. I'd like to say that I had a good view of his bumper, but I think I was 7 seconds back in that Mid-Ohio race at the end of it. So, because that dude really, really quick, and he's showing it again here tonight that he can get it done no matter what kind of a track. We go from a tight technical road course to the big, wide open, high banked Michigan Speedway, and he's dominated either.
Yeah, I mean, he's working both lines right now, looking pretty solid out there. Dohar trying to find his way up to the high side, and I think we have a caution out, guys.
We have a caution for a very tiny wreck. It looks like the 42 and the 3 were 2 of them involved. They're lagging back here. I think the 9 might have also been caught up in that. Looks like Jose might have been stuck in that as well. He's a little bit behind the field, but not sure what happened there. Didn't see it.
Breyer says, how many laps are left in the race? We're going to look around, I would say about 37 laps. Not that many if you think about it. This race has gone by pretty quick, as a couple of people have mentioned. But we are going to call a name for the giveaway pretty soon here. We'll call it with, I don't know, maybe around 10 to go. But man, this is crazy. Let me see. We have Tom Tom on pit road. I hate to see that because he was very strong out there. But he has called it a day and has went back into the garage. But we have Garbage leading us off once again. Dohar on the outside. Bolt directly behind Garbage. These guys are off and running.
The 32 immediately leaves the 88 to get down to that bottom. Just we see it every week, that outside just so tough to get any momentum on these restarts, and it's so tough to actually win up there at a place like this. The inside definitely is going to be king here for at least a couple of laps.
It's so true. We have Bolt looking pretty strong directly behind the 6, and we've had a lot of guys mention how good the 6 car is looking. He is a Pro League driver, very, very strong out there. But yeah, Dino Dad says getting dicey in this final stage. And I'll tell you what is going to, guys. I think we're going to see a couple of cautions out there.
4 wide. A quick 4 wide. Oh, and the 14 loses it. And he is going to take a lot of people.
Huge pileup. I didn't even get to see the front of that, but man, oh man, you can see the aftermath. And it is not pretty, guys. That is going to be another caution.
It happened all right directly in front of Jose. I was riding on with him because he was in the middle of the pack, and the 14 made a move through the middle of 4 wide, and it looked like it was going to be good, and then it just suddenly hooked on him. You're just trying to get so much out of there, and turn 2, it can bite you out of nowhere. It can get so slick. It can hook on you so quick without any warning, and that's what happened, and it took a lot of cars with him when it happened.
Yeah, that's pretty tough. And this is the final stage where it is going to get very dicey. There's a lot of guys. They're going to go for position, and they're going to go for everything that they can. And it is such tight racing out here that you really have to be very thoughtful on how you make the moves that you do. Look at this.
Pro Boss with a strategy call to get a little track position.
Absolutely. He wants his time in the spotlight out here with that fast car of his, so he is going to lead us off once again for the start here. He's got a nice little lead, but he's got Garbage directly behind him, and we've seen what a car that he has, but he was the only one to stay out here, so he's on older tires than the rest of them. Garbage trying to take his way on the outside here. He's got a lot of help. Pro Boss does not have really any help out here, so he's going to have to really hustle.
Yeah, Pro Boss is going to have to hold on for a couple of laps until these tires start to equalize a bit. Until then, he's going to be a sitting duck, and it looks like all these other drivers are going to take advantage of that because they are all lining up to the outside of him.
A couple of guys in the grass in the back part of the pack here, but they managed to hold on to it. Guys, it's only going to get crazier from here. Michigan, it is a great track to go 3 and 4 wide, but man, I'll tell you what, once you get to this part of the race, it can get very, very tricky. Just guys going for it all.
Oh, speaking of tricky, there they go.
Here we go. Cautions breed cautions. I feel like that's where we are at this point. We're bringing out another caution, guys.
Yep, it's this is the product of having 20-something guys out here, and we've got points on the line. We've got a race on the line. Everyone's trying to get a lot of track position, and now things are getting a little dicey, especially there in the back. Up front, everything's pretty nice, but in the middle on back, it's very, very dicey. These guys are trying to position themselves, put themselves in a better position to try to steal this race.
Absolutely. You just really have to give each other some space. Remain patient. I know it's hard to do. We're in the final parts of the race here. There's a championship on the line, a race on the line. A lot of people are wanting this win, but you can't mess with it too much. You got to still have that patience in order to get this race in the direction that you want it to go. We have Garbage out on the lead once again. Dohar on the outside. Championship contender right there. The other championship contender is directly behind Garbage in that 18. That is the Bolt. Very, very tight racing out here. We have Dohar bringing it down low. You're going to see a lot of side drafting too. It really does work in this game, and you can really slow someone down if you are able to do it properly. And that can definitely help you out. Garbage kind of playing both lanes right now. He's got the two championship contenders directly behind him, side by
That
side.
really is what he's doing.
Absolutely.
He's working it like a plate race. He's working that inside, now he's to the inside trying to pull them, and then they'll start to get a little bit of a lot, and then he'll just move up to the top and try to push them and try to keep these top two, or these second place drivers side by side. But now he's working it up high, and he's gonna pull
Look at these
Dohar
guys.
around the 18.
J-Mac, I'm looking behind him. We have
And
guys like 5 wide. We have
big ol'
another wreck. Man, they're getting crazy back there. I mean, they were piled up from the wall all the way down below the apron. That's going to bring out yet another caution, and this is the part of the race I do not like as much. You want to see these guys race it out. You want to have a great race. They just got to bring out the patience, guys. They got it in there. It's this third stage championship finale here, and it's going to get crazy.
It's hard to be patient in the back when everything starts stacking up and you think you get a run and there's a hole, so you go for it, and then bad things happen. And
Yeah.
so it's very tough to try to mitigate your competitiveness and try to put that on the back burner and just to get some laps in here.
Well, that was 23 laps to go. It's almost time to call a winner, so if you want to get in on it, I'll give you a couple more minutes, and we're going to go ahead and call a winner for the NASCAR Heat 4 giveaway. We're coming back, and look who is back out front. We have Pro Boss. He is back out front. We have 48 on the outside. It's going to be very, very close here. I'm hearing over the radio that he did not mean to stay out. He's got a ton of damage, so you're going to more than likely see him fall pretty quickly. We have Dohar behind him. He's going off the track. Very cool of him to bring it off the track, let these guys race it out.
Oh, well, the very last place car just managed to wreck with the next last place car.
No more caution, boys. That is what Bumper Hunter is saying, and I agree with you. Let's race it out, guys. It's very, very close. You see Garbage. He is directly behind the leader, the 48. We have Dohar on the outside, and take a look at this. Dohar and Bolt are on the high side, directly in front of each other. We have some contact. The 2 loses it after Garbage and Dohar have some contact. A huge pile up. We have cars flipping in the back. There's no way that is not a caution.
Oh, that was some carnage there. Goodness gracious.
I'm gonna bring the replay out on that one. That was a little crazy, I gotta say. You can just see the chaos back there. Yeah, the 2 car definitely got moved out of the way, and there was nothing you could do. Just simply a pile up after that. Since we're waiting though, guys, I'm gonna stop the giveaway. We're gonna go ahead and pick a winner. All right, we're gonna see who the lucky winner is here. Paul, hey man, Guy, you have won. Please go ahead and just say hi in chat. And if you if you are here, we will go ahead and announce you as the winner. I'm bringing it back up in here. We're just waiting for him to respond. If not, we will call another winner, and we'll give him till 10 o'clock. And if he doesn't respond, we'll call another winner. But look at this. We have the Bolt, Garbage, and Dohar all back up here. Absolutely crazy. Paul, make sure that you go ahead and speak up in chat. Otherwise, we're going to have to call another name for you. crazy. Look at this. Trying to go for the lead. Garbage just putting the pressure on the 48.
Meanwhile, I'm watching back here in the back. It is just the eye of the storm. There are just cars all over the place, not really in a line. It's an amoeba of race cars as these guys are... Oh! And there's a big wreck.
That is going to bring out yet another caution. 88 is involved. That is going to hurt his chance for a championship. 18 prevails as the race leader, and he is a championship contender, guys. Wow, absolutely incredible there. All right, you have less than...
a little too far ahead for me to see how that happened, but that was a massive wreck, and to have the 88 involved in it, that is that's huge. That's a huge turning point in this race.
Absolutely. Paul, hey man guy, make sure that you speak up in chat. We have less than a minute. I want to crown a winner here for the giveaway. Let's bring it home. If not, we will call another name at 10 o'clock. We're going to take a look. We have Bolt coming back as the leader here. Hopefully, knock on wood, hopefully this is the final, but we're going to go ahead and call another winner here. AKA Johnny Rocket. You have won. Speak up in chat.
Oh, and we've got guys on the apron here in the back. The 3 looked like he got on the apron, and that put the 5 on the apron. The 88 is right behind them, just trying not to get involved in anything.
10 to go with the restart, and we have guys side by side for the lead. Garbage takes out the lead. He goes for the lead and takes it over with Bolt in second. We have guys in the grass trying to make their way up here. Johnny Rocket says pick another one. We'll go ahead and pick another. We're running out of winners here. My Ranger 520, you are the new winner. Third time's charm, speak up in chat and you will be the winner here. A lot of movement going on here though.
Oh,
look at that
wreck,
huge wreck. Huge wreck piled up back there. That's gonna bring out yet another caution. We're gonna come down. We're gonna come down to probably a lap or two shootout here. It's gonna be pretty intense. Rangers, congratulations!
In the middle of that.
You have won the
That's
giveaway.
Not good.
No, it is not good. The 88 is in 17th position, I'm hearing over the radio. Meanwhile, the other championship contender of the Bolt, he is out here in second as we go into caution. All right, congratulations to My Ranger 520. Awesome. You are so welcome. Send me a message on Xbox, and I'll get with you with that code. Congratulations. All right, we're gonna bring it back here. Come on, guys, I got faith in you. Let's bring home a winner here tonight. We have Garbage still leading out there. We have the Bolt on the high side. Bolt actually has a little bit of a nose out here in front of Garbage. It's gonna be super close as these guys are headed too wide into the turn.
If you're Bolt, you have to recognize the situation here. You don't want to be too aggressive. I know he sees the race win there, but right now the 88 mired back where everybody is wrecking.
J-Mac, another huge wreck. It's going to bring out...
I think the 88 made it through that one without any damage. I'm not 100% sure, but it looked like he did riding on board with him.
This is turning into quite a crazy mess for the final... for the final parts of the race here. 5 to go, so... yeah, this might pushing to a green-white checker overtime. We're going to find out in a second, but man, oh man, this is going to be super close, J-Mac.
I don't know how close it's going to be. The idiot's got to make up a lot of ground, but at the rate they're wrecking, he might be able to make it back through the field if he keeps getting, 3 corners to make up a little bit of ground. So, but a very dire situation right now as the 88 Seasons Championship slipping out of his hands. The 18 looking really pretty right now.
Bolt is our new leader. He's going to lead us off to green for hopefully the final time here. We have the 6 just nudging him down low, not giving any room whatsoever. It's going to be pretty tight there. This is overtime, guys. If Bolt can hang on to it, he will be the champion here tonight for the fall season of AK's Cup League. We're going to find out what happens. Dohar, I don't even see him. Where is he? Do you see him, J-Mac?
He's in the middle of the pack. Yeah, I'm riding along with him. He is in the middle of 3 wide in the middle of the pack right now. Just trying to make up what ground he can. The 99 of Delta Rocket sends it underneath him and pushes him up the field. I think he just walled a car.
3 wide.
Not really anything he could have done there.
3 wide for the lead. Garbage has a nose out. Bolt falls back. So tight out here. Bolt is definitely stuck in the middle out here, and he is just falling back with absolutely no help. An incredible move.
The 88 is within 5 spots of him. This is just insane, this finish. They're trying to push up in between the 14. They're 4 wide per second. They're wrecking. They're about to wipe out.
Oh, look at this. We have Dohar. These guys are almost 5 wide. We have
He
the
made it
Bolt
up to
hanging on
4th.
to it. Here we go.
What a move through the field there. I believe that's going to be the end of the race, too, with that yellow.
I would imagine that's going to bring out the yellow, guys, but Garbage should be your winner here. Let's take a look. If that is the case, look at how close these guys are. If I'm not mistaken, J-Mac, do I
That
see
is
the Bolt in
insane.
3rd and Dohar in 4th?
Just the craziest drive through the field. It's just like it's the exact opposite of what I said in the race. If this came down to a green-white checker, that would go into Bolt's favor. Well, it did, and Dohar, with the restart of his life, to go from about 20th to 4th in 2 laps, that was insane.
So is Garbage, Rocky Top, and Bolt. We got to find out who the champion is. If I can get that, I will bring that up. Looks like Bolt is the champion.
It should be Dohar.
It should be Dohar,
points.
yes. Dohar is going to be your champion. Let's bring these guys in the chat. This is incredible, guys. You can't ask for a closer race.
Nuts.
This is just incredible. Who else was in the top 3 here?
The 20 car, I
Okay.
believe
Rocky Top.
I think.
This is just absolutely insane. Dohar, he's 4th. He is the champion, though, of the season for the AKA Fall Cup season. Absolutely incredible job for him. But first, before we get to Dohar, we've got to congratulate Garbage on the win here. Congratulations, Garbage. You obviously had an insane car out here tonight. How'd your race go for you?
It went pretty good, actually. Definitely wasn't too much to complain about there.
Was there? I know the caution's coming. You crack me up.
Man of many words.
So true. With all the cautions coming out, where are you nervous for as far as fuel strategy, or if you could keep the lead out there?
Nah, we've taken some notes over the days on some field strategy and some different things here and there, so we're coming a little bit stronger than ever before. So we'll see what happens.
Absolutely. Well, all I can say is great job out there. You had a heck of a car. You brought home yet another win, back-to-back wins. You won last week, and then you brought home yet another win tonight. So huge congratulations to you. A great way. You're not even a full-time driver here, so a great way to make your
Just a
presence
weekend
known here.
warrior. Here to have some fun.
Too funny. Well, congratulations, Garbage.
Thank you.
All right, J-Mac, you want to interview second place for us?
Yeah, sure. Howdy, Rocky Top. came home second today. I don't think we mentioned your name once during the entire broadcast, but you're able to work your way up to the front there at the end. How'd you manage that?
That's how I do, man. I mean, if you go back through some of the races, I bide my time. I take care of my car and wait for the opportunities. And I took 2 tires that last stop, gave me a couple positions in the top 10. Made some pretty aggressive moves there, man. It was pretty tough. I think I could have got the leader there if I'd have got another lap. I think I had fresher tires.
Well,
Or
talk
to
us through
finish the
that
lap
final
anyways.
restart. Was that restart as crazy up front as it was for us watching it?
Oh yeah, it was tense. I didn't want to get into the boat because I knew him and Dohar were battling for the championship there, and but I'm not trying to give up a win if I can get it. uh, just brought that old RSR car home in second there. Yeah, all right, I believe.
Well, that was a fine job of biding your time and showing up at the end and getting yourself a good finish and racing hard with those guys. Great job tonight, dude.
Oh yeah.
Absolutely. Congratulations on that. All right. In third, we have the Bolt, who had a great race all night. Once again, a championship contender. We saw him out there. Man, we saw you and Dohar so close together all night. You finally did get separated. And once you saw that you guys got separated, what was going through your mind at that point?
It was I think it started to ramp up a little bit. It was getting pretty close there, and I just took the lead there in the final restart, and I made my car really tight, and it was just really hard to hold the bottom there. I probably should have moved up high and held the top line, but either way, I'm still really proud of myself. I worked my butt off this whole season to get here. It's pretty remarkable that I was even in this position, to be honest. So I'm just really happy. And the whole season, unfortunately, we didn't get the championship win, but hey, I'm still proud of my efforts. All thanks to Interstate Batteries and Joe Gibbs Racing for all the support throughout the whole Pro League and, just in general. As always, proud to be part of the AKA League. Thanks to you guys for streaming these races, as always. Great production, great quality. I also want to thank everyone from all my other leagues, RSR, and now eSpark Series for all the good support. And I'm pretty sure Shannon Smith, who streams the RSR races, is watching, so I want to give him a big shout out as well. He's a pretty big fan. I love talking to him. And also, I think I found out it's Pancreatic Cancer Awareness Month. I'm not too sure about that. I think that's true. So I want to say thoughts and prayers are with everyone, anyone who is battling pancreatic cancer, to anyone in their family is battling pancreatic cancer. I think it's important to recognize those people who are experiencing those hard difficulties. So wanted to say my thoughts and prayers with those people who are dealing with that, and just overall, I'm a little bummed, but I'm more proud of myself and the efforts that I did here today, and hopefully this will be a sign of things to come. Hopefully, so thank you guys so much.
Absolutely. You had a great race, a great season. So definitely you should be proud.
Thank you.
You did great.
Thank you.
All right. I'm going to bring it back to you, J-Mac. Go ahead and interview our championship winner out here.
I will interview our championship winner. That was an absolutely insane restart there at the end. I was actually riding on board with you through that whole thing. We'll talk about how the Red Seas parted, but let's start off with the wreck. We didn't really see what happened. How'd you get caught up in it, and what was your thought process at that point?
It was just tough racing. It wasn't anybody's fault. You had really strong cars. The top 4 cars, the class of the field, were definitely... Garbage had the fastest car, I think. Between him and Bolt, they had the faster cars. But Cappy and I were lucky enough to just be fast enough to stick with them when we were in draft, and More Dog too. And luckily, we broke even on the stage breaks as far as the points went, which was kind of the goal, and just let the last stage play out how it did. And then with that restart about, I think it was 10 to go, when Amor took 2 tires, we were trying to pass him, and he was blocking a little bit, so we just got shifted a little bit back there. It wasn't his fault. He's just fighting to prove that he belongs in this upper echelon of custom setup racing. And Garbage and I made contact off turn 2. Just something happened. It's whatever, we just... I was not as calm as I should have been. Boss had to talk me off the ledge a couple times there as we were fixing the damage. But like I said, he was my crew chief in the pro league, and you darn would have thought he was my crew chief tonight. And we restarted at like 26th, and got back up to like 15th, and then got involved in one of those wrecks, and a couple of them too, but missed one of them luckily. So we restarted 16th on that last restart, and I told everybody in my party, I said, sorry, but I'm going to start using everybody up here a little bit. Only really roughed up him more, but I texted him afterwards. I said, hey, we're even for that block. He's like, yeah, you're right, we're even. So at the end of the day, it was just perfect. It was like the accident that happened there on the last lap was just perfect to where I just committed to the middle of the track. I said, if there's an accident, it's going to be either against the wall or against the inside. I'm just going to go in the middle of the straightaway and just kind of plow through and hope that I get a couple positions and get close to the front of the field. And luckily, we were able to survive all that and get to fourth. So testament to everybody for their continued commitment to AK throughout the season, doing this fall season on top of the pro league for the pro league guys who are doing it, as well as Boss and the other guys who have been helping out with us drivers. I'm honored to represent AK as their champion. I got a lot of thank yous to give out, so I'll give them out quick. Of course, the biggest one goes to John Paul Minatello, Mr. Pro Boss here in the booth, for putting this on so we have a stage to kind of platform our talents, every Sunday night. To you guys in the booth, Frozen, J Mac, and Leaf Justin, who goes underrated for how much he does with
So
your
true.
guys' crew. He is fabulous, absolutely fabulous. To Rock NASCAR, probably my biggest supporter out there. I love you, bud. Appreciate you. To everybody who raced in this race, everybody in this party, Daniel and I ran with each other super hard but super clean. And the hardest, it continued even when we made that green flag pit stop. I was watching his braking point, and I was like, oh, he's driving it in harder than I am. I'm going to drive it in harder. So that was fun to get to do that. Like, racing on pit road is one of those underrated fun things when you're racing with somebody. You're trying to, like, psych them out. That was really awesome. To Jose, he's been a great competitor this season, and I know he'll bounce back because he wants to get redemption because his championship swan song season didn't go the way it did. And to Rocky Top, we raced each other super hard over all the races, and we've had our run-ins, but you're a fabulous competitor. And then to Garbage, I was having flashbacks to Mid-Ohio last week while he and I were racing so freaking close together you couldn't even put a piece of paper between our virtual cars. It was fun. It was a great season. I'm glad that it's over. I'm glad that we came out on top for one last go around. So on to prepping for the winter season, and on to prepping for a 40-car eSpark League race tonight here in about an hour.
Yeah, you
I
have
was
a
about to
whole
say,
other race.
I was about to say, how are you going to celebrate this one? But I guess it's with more racing. So
Racing
guess we'll have to
with
enjoy
your
that one.
racing with your lovely self and 38 other cars at Talladega, J-Mac. That's
You guys are
no
just so
no better
sweet.
way to celebrate it.
Like you said, just a huge thank you to everyone. I want to congratulate my Rangers for winning the giveaway out there provided by Jose720. So a huge thank you to Jose for donating that. That's awesome. Congrats to Rangers. Very cool that you won it. I want to give a huge shout out to Pro Boss, who puts on this whole thing, and I know that you can get a lot of grief from people and you may not get all the thanks that you deserve, but a huge thank you for putting this on, for bringing us in here and allowing us to be part of it, to J-Mac and Justin, who are always with me doing these crazy things and not getting enough credit that they do deserve. So you guys are awesome. And for all the drivers and the guys in the audience viewing, you guys are amazing, and just the support and the talent that comes out here, it's just so fun to be a part of. So just a huge thank you all around, guys.
Yep, I just wanted to jump in and say
You're
you
welcome.
guys do an amazing job, and our winter season will start the week after Homestead, and we'll dress it back up and do it all over again. None of this is possible without the support of you guys in the community and everyone being involved and watching it. Congratulations, Bolt! Amazing season. You got suspended recently, and you
Right?
were still in the points battle where
Yeah.
you were. Hats off to you. Congratulations, Dohar, you AKA champ. I mean, good job, guys. Really, all the way around.
Yeah.
I'm I'm very proud. I'm very proud of this whole thing. Thank you.
Yeah.
All right,
Thanks,
guys.
Dad.
Thanks, Dad.
Thank you, AKA John Paul.
Oh, you guys are
Brody,
cracking me up.
RSI, Bolt, Dohar, Garbage. Love racing with
Garbage.
y'all
All the support of
guys.
the Pro
I mean,
League.
anytime I get to race with a pro leaguer and the AKA, I mean, it's just awesome racing nonstop.
Absolutely.
It's great.
You guys are awesome. All right, you guys heard it here. The racing may be over for this season, but we are coming back pretty soon. So look for some sneak previews of what is coming up soon enough. But huge thank you to everyone involved. Thank you so much for tuning in tonight. Our biggest audience yet for the championship finale. Such a huge show. Everyone was amazing. The racing was incredible. It was a really cool race to watch, and it came down to such a close race between Dohar and the Bolt. Really cool to see. Wow brought home the win, but for this season, that's all she wrote. The fall season is in the books. Dohar is the champion of the fall season, so a huge congratulations to him. But for now, we are over and out.
Yay! It was an
Amen.
awesome season.
Yay! Oh my god, you guys are too funny.